Hello there, everybody. This is Camy Arnett. As you all know, I am the CEO of Camy Arnett Production Studios. We have a collaboration going down, and you're going to be hearing about it. And so we wanted to make sure that you got an opportunity to meet all the major players in this whole process, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and have them introduce themselves because, I'm going to mess it up. So, you know how that is. All right, Linda, go ahead. Let's go ahead and start with you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Linda Bentley. I am the writer and director of HOSEA and Undying Love.
Let's go ahead and pass that on.
Hi, I'm James Crawley, and I'll be playing Hosea.
Hi, my name is Kathleen Robinson. I'll be playing Gamaria.
And so now you have the whole cast and like I said, the background behind the scenes. Linda is not only the writer, but she's also going to be directing. She's also she's the executive producer of the thing, Camy Arnett Production Studios. We're coming behind and being alongside as producers of Hosea. But Linda, before I even get to you, I just have to make mention of this suave, debonair guy, James, on this poster, okay? When I walked in this morning, I was like, dang, what's up with that? The poster says it all, but man, let me go ahead and start with you. What's it like? Because I know it's got to be surreal. You walk in, I'm sure you may have seen it before, but you walk in and you see your face looking bam. Okay, what does that do for you?
Man, honestly, it's a blessing. One to be on the poster, because I'll be honest, I've spent a lot of time growing up and always wanted to be that picture on that face of a poster board outside of a movie theater, and it's coming true.
Yeah,
So,
it is something when you finally see God putting it together, and I think on this side of the whole thing, we're dealing it with it being a God thing, which makes it that much more powerful. Let me go ahead and go to you, Linda. When you're dealing with Hosea, we understand that this is of course adapted from the Bible.
Yes.
And so God downloads and helps you to put something together.
Yes.
What's that like for you, and what was the process for you in doing that?
Well, first of all, the process is I want to make sure I'm hearing from God. Is this you, Lord? And of course, constantly it came back that this is from God. And one of the things that I wanted to do was just pray, be wise, surround myself with believing people as well. And then at some point, I got very inspired, like filled with passion about the project. And also a lot of energy came with that. And then I started typing and words just flew. My fingers just kept typing feverishly.
Yeah.
Every time it is of God, it does not seem like work to me.
Yeah.
It just happens. He puts things together. He puts me in touch with the right people. They give us things. They want to help. Things for free, which I really appreciate.
We
Thank
like
you,
free.
Lord.
We like free.
We
All
like
right,
free
yes.
with not having to do anything to compromise yourself free.
There you go.
That's the kind of free I
Yes,
like. It's
indeed.
the God thing.
That's
So that's what it was like for me, just
Yeah.
being wise, being patient, and being willing, even though sometimes you get afraid.
Yeah.
You're like, and you doubt yourself as a person. You're like, but I don't come from a fancy school or this like that, and I don't come from what the world sees as credible.
Well, the Bible lets us know, because again, this is the Bible story, and we're letting people know what the perspective of God from all these crazy aspects of people's lives. That
Right.
he I don't care how crazy it is. I don't care how much you've sinned out, but God can put it back together. And with what He does with you and the downloading of everything and making sure that it just almost happens, effortlessly.
Right.
But the reality is that the Bible lets us know that not many mighty are called. He didn't pick the cream of the crop out of any of us, but He made something out of us that the world can see. I want to go ahead and pass the mic on over here to our leading lady, because again, I had an opportunity when you guys presented, the other day at Kingdomwood, and to see a part of what you had put together, and of course what we've come alongside to produce as well, and watch the two of you really hone in on the relationship, the craziness of it, God did this, God said this, but for you to play this role, I know for me there are so many things that I've done as far as an actor, and sometimes people don't quite understand this is I'm acting.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not really me.
Not
okay,
me.
you know,
I have that all the time.
yeah, that's not really me. Okay, you know, you got to see me, you know, off screen, off stage. So what's it like for you? You're playing a role that, it's powerful. You know, a lot of actors and actresses would want to play that kind of a thing because it's media, it's gritty, but it's not you, and you don't want it to be. You don't want it to be perceived as you. So how are you getting through that?
Ooh, it's a struggle. It's a lot of prayer. Just because I've been working with Linda for a long time, going through the script and editing it, you know, and I became Gamaria in my head, kind of like, okay, I got to take on this role. Who is she? And so I eat, sleep, and think Gamaria right now, and read through script. So I guess I have to take it in strides and just keep myself honorable and you know and keep the integrity that I know I was raised with, and what God has set forth ahead of me, and just take day by day. Trying to separate myself between the two. I'm one of those, once I find a character, I go 100% into what they're thinking and why they're thinking and what are they holding back. And so it's been interesting going through this progress because I feel her pain. At the same time, I have to separate that from life because I'm a mom.
Exactly.
and I have a husband at home too.
Exactly, and that's part of the I guess the turmoil of an actor and actress is that you're having to, you know, in order to tell even a God story, somebody has to play Judas, somebody has to play, you know, and you know, Bathsheba and all those kind of things that you're dealing with, and so for you're having to dig deep into this person to tell a God story. And so, you know, for you as a young man, you're dealing with this now. What kind of similarity would you, I guess I can ask, do you see any of that, you know, parlaying and talking to your life, you know, what you have to go through as a man or having a relationship with women or whatever it may be, but how does this speak to you?
It speaks to me, basically, honestly, just to be candid, it's happened. I don't want to say I've been married and I've been having to pretty much deal with a marriage that was infidelities going on. I just had the relationship where situations like that was happening. So I was able to pull from that aspect of it and be able to keep my strength and push it forward, move forward.
Amen. Amen. So, Linda, you know, in getting these two to be on board and doing it and seeing the blessing of how God can put something together between people in a sense of really finding the right, you know, component parts in the actors, because casting is everything. You know, once you have the words, once you have, of course, you know, it's really putting the right people together. You have a rest of a cast. Have you begun to? What are you doing in the process right now?
Well, right now we are about to film a trailer in Huntsville, Alabama, and we have a couple other roles that we do need. So we are in the process of about to shoot the film trailer for HOSEA and Undying Love in Huntsville, November the 16th through the 18th. We'll be there, and we are needing 2 actors to play some bad guys. Like you say, you always have to have a Judas.
Somebody has to be
there. We have a couple of Judases. We don't have just one.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
But the film, and I don't want to give away too much about the film, but it does deal with something that's a hot ticket item in the news right now that goes on a lot in the state of Georgia and a lot of places. And it's a gritty, like you said before, it's a very gritty story.
Well, how do people get in touch with you in order to get involved in the process as, you know, you want to move on?
Absolutely. We're online. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. They can get in touch with us. We have a website, gracelikeRainEntertainment.com. They can contact us that way.
Okay, gracelikeRainEntertainment.com. So I'm doing that for you guys, okay? I know that you have had dreams and passions and you want to get involved. gracelikeRain.entertainment.com. So make sure that you get your resume up in there, your picture up in there, and you might end up with a poster like my brother over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for my photo shoot. I know I'm producing, but maybe I want to. I'm not in the film, but I want my shot. But so anything else that you want to leave us with, as we sign off?
I'm just grateful that God chose us to chose me to do this, because I was not really I've always wanted to do. I always knew something was going to be great. That God was going to do something great with my life. I've always known it, but I pushed it back, settling. And right now, I'm just grateful. I just want everybody to know that it's never too late to pursue your dreams. It's never too late. You can always do that. And, you know, I'm not in my 20s anymore, but I like to think I still am in my mind. But yeah, it's never too late to pursue your dream. And Hosea is a film about love. It's about God's undying love for his people. But it is portrayed through a relationship between a man and a woman. And that's how God is using that relationship to show how God's people sometimes treat him. So there is some analogy there. So I just want to leave you with, just know that there's always hope and you can always pursue your dream. And that's what Hosea is about. And
we look forward to seeing you guys. And let me bring this up real quick too, because I know that we're going to go from a play to to on screen. Yes. So how is that process going to work?
Well, right now we're in the process of scouting out cities that we're going to have the play in, a stage play. I was informed at the Kingdom Wood Film Festival, people were saying, why don't you do a play? And I was like, I really didn't want to do it. But I'm like, God, seems like that's where it's going. I'm going to be obedient. I still don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to be obedient. Sometimes we don't want to do what God wants us to do. I'm not going to be a Jonah all the way.
There you go.
Not all the way. So and we're going to do a stage play, but we're in the process of scouting out locations and getting, some demographic information and things like that of that nature to see what makes sense financially, and of course, being prayerful about it all the way. And then after the stage play, we want to do the stage play spring and into the summer of 2019, and then we'll look at doing the feature film sometime after that.
Gotcha. All right, fabulous. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you on stage and on screen. Again, I had the opportunity to watch these guys they only had about 5 or 7 minutes to go to do it, and they nailed it, killed it, annihilated the whole thing. So you're going to have to really, watch these guys on stage, when the camera gets in your face, it really picks up the little nuances that you can't see on the stage. And so I am really looking forward to, if it's going to be anything like what I saw before. Wow. Great casting, great writing, and you got to be there. Get your resume in. It's GraceLikeRainEntertainment.com.
And
all
we're
right?
on Facebook.
And we're on Facebook and Twitter and Pitter and Sitter and all them other things that are out there that I don't know, I have no clue about. Okay, what you do, find it. Grace Like Rain. Google Grace Like Rain Entertainment, and they'll tell you everywhere they are, and we've given you every opportunity. So if you're not on stage, if you're not in the film, well, at least you'll be in the seat watching it. All right? Until I'm Camy Arnett, Camy Arnett Production Studios. We'll talk to you later. God bless.